Hey there everybody, welcome back to Planet Coaster. My name is Shadow Phoenix and we're back today in Vista View Park for episode 16. In the last episode we were working on a giant modern day hyper coaster about 240 feet tall or something like that. Today we're going back a little bit in time. So one thing I noticed that was missing from the park was a lack of old classic wooden coasters. And I'm a huge fan of wooden coasters. They're one of my favorites. That and suspended coasters and inverts. Those are my biggest coasters that I'm a huge fan of. So I wanted to do something, very, very classic. And I thought this needed a small family wooden coaster. Something that's not real big on thrills, but something everybody who comes to the park could really enjoy. And that's where this coaster comes in at. Not too big, not too small. It's just a great family classic wooden coaster. And by classic, I mean, like really, really old. In fact, the inspiration for this coaster actually came from a coaster which surprisingly has a very, very historical tragedy to it. It's based on, I saw a picture of this coaster and it was in Battersea Park, and it was called the Big Dipper. Now, I didn't know the actual history of the coaster until I really started looking it up. All I saw, I was looking for classic wooden coasters and images and stuff, and I come across this one. I was like, ooh, that looks cool. I don't want to find more pictures of it because I only saw one picture, and I was like, okay, well, let's check this out. So as I started looking into it a little more, I found out that it was the site of not one, but multiple accidents, the last of which was one of the biggest. It was it's a horror story basically, and it was one of these old side friction coasters, I believe they were, and it was called the Big Dipper. So anybody that is from England or the UK probably knows of this coaster, but barring the actual tragedy of the coaster and its story and history and all that, like I said, the first thing I saw was just this one image of it. And that one image inspired, what I wanted to do with this. So I wanted it to come up, and as you can see me kind of building right there, I've already built it once, I'm just rebuilding it now. I wanted it to come up the lift hill and then kind of do a dip down and then back up before it goes around a curve and then drops back down. That was, like I said, the main image I saw was something like that. And then the rest of the coaster I just had to figure out on my own, which I did a pretty good job of. Luckily, we can now set the friction of the coasters and stuff and do some other things to it. But I'm actually thinking about going back and rebuilding this entire coaster as a side friction coaster now. One thing I just recently learned, and I didn't really know this, and I was watching one of Geekism's videos, and he was talking about wooden coasters and stuff, and how England, if they build something of wood, it usually doesn't get torn down because of laws or historical laws and I guess environmental laws and stuff that they have over there. So a lot of the wooden coasters are still standing, and that's why they don't see a whole lot of wooden coasters and stuff over there, because if you build it, you can't really tear it down. So and there's only two, I think maybe two side friction coasters left in the entire world. And I thought, let's do this coaster, because I was looking at it the other day, and I was looking at it as I was actually making this video, and I was thinking, you know what, I really need to just redo this as a side friction coaster. So even though you're seeing a video of me building this coaster right now, and it's you're thinking, oh, this is a cool coaster, it looks really great, and as you know, looks is what I go for more than stats or anything like that. But I do like to get the stats kind of good, because if you don't have good stats, the people aren't going to ride it. And I had a huge problem trying to get people to, or not people, but I had a huge problem trying to get the stats up on this coaster. I just could not get it fast enough. It just, I don't know, it just wasn't really working for me, but it looked really, really good. And in the end, I just decided, looks beat stats, so I went with it. And after we got it built and we got some of the the few little kinks worked out of it, shall we say, then I decided I was going to move it around. Let's try to find the best place for it. We got to find the right color. I kind of already had an idea in mind for the name of the coaster, and I was going to call it the Matterhorn, or the Matterhorn Express, something like that. Now, this is what I was kind of thinking. I was going to put this huge sign up on top of the actual lift hill. So I wanted to make like this alpine mountain, like the Matterhorn. Basically a clip art type thing of the Matterhorn is kind of what I was wanting to try to build. And I think it came out really, really well. It very much looks like a mountain symbol, and that was kind of what I was going for. Used a lot of triangle pieces to kind of make this, and I just kind of repainted them and did some other cool stuff with it, and I really liked how it came out. It did come out quite well. And then I just kind of mounted it up here on the lift hill, and then we just had to try to find this sign to put over top of it, which took a little bit, but I ended up finding one that I kind of liked. And then we just we threw the name up on it, and I think it came out really, really well. So that is actually going to stay. So when I do actually redo the coaster as a side friction, we're going to keep pretty much the same layout. And we're going to keep the this right here, the sign and stuff is going to stay on it. And we're even going to keep the station that I kind of built for it here as well. The only thing I'm going to do is just change it from a wooden coaster to a side friction. And maybe that will increase the stats a little bit as well. I kind of feel like this type of layout would do better as a side friction because it's small, and you know that's what it is. And it's I want to do something with the side friction, and I thought a European park would probably have one of these still, so that's what we're gonna do. And that you will probably see in a much later episode, because I've still got a ton more episodes to go through before we're caught up to date with where my parks are currently. And here is where I was kind of trying to build the station and stuff, and I tried some different stuff. I tried this right here. I didn't really like it too well, so I decided I would try to make my own kind of custom roof if I could. And I've gotten much better at this, but yeah, this one didn't come out all that great, unfortunately. So we'll probably take another stab at this later on when we actually redo the coaster and some other things. Yeah, so today's video, this is kind of a short video. I didn't want to put a whole lot of time in this video since we are going to be actually like taking this coaster out and like redoing it and everything. So I figured you guys probably don't want to spend too much time watching this since I'm going to be changing a few things. But the biggest part of it was just, the idea behind what I wanted to do with this coaster, the idea of the lettering, the theming, and the station itself, and the signage. That was the biggest thing that I kind of wanted to show off in this video. And I'm glad you guys tuned into it. So again, not really much else to kind of discuss in this. I can't wait to see you guys in the next episode. I am going to go ahead and head out of here. Well, actually, no, I'm not just going to head out just yet. There is one more thing I kind of want to talk about, and that is time-lapse videos. So there's a discussion going on with me, and I've been reading a discussion going on between a bunch of other people about time-lapse videos and how maybe some people don't really care about time-lapse videos anymore. And, because, at this point, everybody is doing, there's not many new things, developments in building and Planet Coaster, as far as time-lapse videos go. Everything is pretty much the same. Everybody's doing the same stuff. And there's, like I said, no new developments in building. So showcase videos are kind of becoming more of a thing, along with collaborations, which I can't seem to find anybody to do a collaboration with. I am talking to a couple of people right now, and we may be doing something in the future, but I don't know what's going to happen with that just yet. In the meantime, I'm just going to keep working on my coasters and going as it goes. But I kind of want to get your guys' opinions in the comments section. So let me know what you guys think about time-lapse videos. Like, I want your honest opinion. Is time-lapse videos something you guys really enjoy? Or would you rather just just have it a finished product, or like a product in development, and basically just something ready to show and you guys can see what it looks like, and kind of talk about that as I show it off, rather than just do the builds like we're doing here. So let me know in the comments. I will see you guys in the next video. Can't wait. We will be back in Crystal Gardens next. Until then, later everybody. Hey everyone, if you'd like to help support me and my channel, I have a Patreon page where you can do just that. You can pledge anything from $1 or more. Anyone who pledges $15 or more gets a unique, specially designed roller coaster and Planet Coaster made just for them. My little way of saying thanks. You can also just send donations as well if you don't want to join Patreon. And you can find those links in the video description below. Every tiny red cent I make from these means the world to me and is extremely helpful. If you're interested in my PC setup that I work with and play on that you see here, every piece of the system is described below with links to Amazon if you want to purchase them or anything else. Thanks for tuning in my videos and my channel. If you aren't already a subscriber, click that on the screen below. And you can also check out a few of my other videos on the screen here as well. You can keep up to date on what's going on in my own little world via Twitter or watch me stream live on Twitch as well. Links are in the video description below. So wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night.